All right, we're here. It's the 12th anniversary of Angry Snowboarder. 12. So in internet years, that's like 2 million. So I'm a fucking relic of my time. But yes, 12 years. I've outlasted even the mainstream snowboard media, which is absolutely fucking amazing in the grand scheme of things. So this is how the live stream is going to work. If you got a question, get it in the chat box. I'm going to try to answer it. Super chats, get a spin of the wheel. We got stickers to give away as well as the mystery prize pack in there. So super chats, get the spin of the wheel, stuff like that. Big announcement, Jackson Hole has suspended season pass sales, not indefinitely, but till an undisclosed time because they're evaluating if they're going to sell out or not. A Basin announced that there will be no reservations today for season pass holders. Icon pass holders, well, they want you to come, but you might have to do a reservation. They'll announce that at a later date. And then Copper Mountain, which is on the Icon Pass, and I haven't looked too far into this, is doing car reservations, which is the fucking weirdest thing. And I think that's more for contact tracing to know how many people are coming in your party and how many people like you're bringing with you, because it doesn't sound like they're putting a cap on anything. They just want to know how many people are actually coming. So my boy Bulky Ray coming in hot with the super chat. 12 for 12, my dude. Congrats. Rest in peace, L Stacker's Adventure. R.I.P. Rest in peace, Stiff Whitman. R.I.P. Yes, R.I.P. to the Stiff Whitman man. Already got banned before the live stream started. Ooh, this should be blank. You get nothing. All right. Okay, so let's take some questions here. Car wreck. What to do on a white strip of death? Go really fast and scare everyone that should not be there. Like, put the fear of God into them. Because if you do that, they will not return. And if they don't return, that means the preseason's more empty. And if the preseason's more empty, that means more hot laps for you. Otherwise, figure out where the stupid skiers are trying to make moguls and then turn them into launch ramps and really piss them off. And then make sure that you spray them too. You know, you got to scrape the moguls off the run because that really pisses them off to no end. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Oh yeah, we got a PSA from Cameron Perry. Wear your masks and remember to vote or register to vote, people. Don't care who you vote for, just vote. Do it. Be good people. There's a lot of shit people out in this world right now. I'm seeing it. And when we get a little further into this and we got more people watching, I got an awesome voicemail to the angry phone line. Not from Slim Whitman, though. I don't know what this thing is that left a message, and I've played them before, but I'm going to definitely play that for you guys because I think that'll be funny. Okay, Theo Flo, out of the I-70 resorts, which has the best December snow? Which has the best snowmaking? So any of the Vail resorts, well, actually, I shouldn't say that. Copper actually has the best snowmaking because the U.S. team and a bunch of other teams give them $2 million for early season training. So they actually start making snow before anyone else would, and they make it up on the upper mountain. Otherwise, Keystone is shit. It's just ice. It's literally just ice. Loveland's okay if they get a storm. Otherwise, it's ice. A Basin, it's only the lower mountain, and that's ice. Breckenridge, if there's a storm like what we got this week, which the weather report this week was fucking hilarious. Freezing rain and precipitation. Fire. Snow. Fire. They literally announced fire on the weather report. So we had fire snow, which is fucking hilarious. But Breckenridge can be hit or miss. Vail, Beaver Creek actually is really good with their snowmaking, and I love the way that mountain's laid out. So that would be another one to consider. Yeah, so anyways, when we hit 60 people in the live stream, I'll play the voicemail from this weird person that left me one for a congratulations on the 12th anniversary. Ramon Mendoza Nunes, any more 2021 reviews coming out? Yes. I didn't get a chance to ride anything. Like everything I got except for 2 Kemper boards is stuff I wrote. Like that's everything I got to ride before lockdown. But I have a super DOA I need to ride. I have the regular DOA over here that I need to ride. I'm supposed to get a bunch more stuff from Rome. Yes Jones, now K2 Ride, Nidecker, Flow, all the Mervin and Bent Metal stuff as well. A few more things from Rotational. Borealis wants to send me some more boards. They sent me an email today. So there's stuff coming. It's just a matter of getting everything lined up, and then we're going to kind of dive into it from there. So, yeah. Okay. Hans Arne Vartdal, what do you think about the changes to the Jones Mountain Twin 3D Spoon Tech? You're talking about something that is the equivalent of about that thick. I mean, it's about that thick in the 3D shaping in there. So all that's really going to do is reduce drag when you're on a flatter surface. So it breaks up that friction and it'll funnel it out, and you're going to get better float and pow. Otherwise, I really don't think that's going to do too much for most people. Like, they're not going to notice it. Like, it's one of those things I'm going to be like, oh, yeah, did that. Well, it wasn't fucking noticeable, so who gives a shit? I mean, I may mention it, I may not. So, yeah. So, yeah. Brandon Adkins. So, I'm in between in doing the cheaper Keystone Pass or the more expensive Copper Mountain Pass. Is Copper worth the extra $200? 1.2 million Epic Passes sold in 2019 and 2020. Of those, a lot of them were the Keystone only, or they would go to Keystone because it's the closest to Denver. Icon Pass sold 300,000 for 2019-2020. Now, both resorts are saying that they're going to see a downtick in pass sales, and that's a given, and day tickets and everything. I don't know about you, but I'd rather take my odds with 150,000 people versus, I don't know, 600,000 people. It's just an odds number. Keystone sucks dicks with its butthole too. It's such a shitty resort because the way it sits, it's what we call the Keystone bubble. And this is hilarious. It'll be like Breckenridge, 7 inches. Loveland, 13 inches. A Basin, 12 inches. Copper, 10 inches. Keystone, -3 inches. How it got -3, I don't know. Cyclone vortex that sucked everything out of it. But that's really how it is. Like, that mountain is not fun. Like, you will discover that there's like 5 good areas to go to, and then after that, you're like, oh, this is fucking awful. Copper is well worth it. Well worth it. What do you do? You got to drive an extra 15 minutes. I don't give a fuck. Like, Keystone, Powder Day. You better be there for first chair because it's blown off and done by 9:30. Copper, roll in at noon. Huh, there's powder on the side of this run. Awesome. That's the difference between Copper and Keystone. On top of the fact, Keystone wishes it could have a park as good as Copper's. So, yeah. Oh, Slim Whitman, stop censoring me. I am being persecuted. Yes, you are. Back into the timeout. Okay. Patrick, no, at least Keystone has night skiing, though. Literally the only place in Colorado other than Echo. False. Steamboat. Steamboat has night skiing. So does Howelson Hill. So, and night skiing, night riding in Colorado is fucking garbage. You go to a resort that's been scraped off all day, that's been sitting, and what is open has been sitting in the shade since noon, freezing. Cool. Unless it's a fucking powder day, it's not worth it. 16 years in this state. 3 times I've gone night riding at Keystone. Why? Because it's not fucking worth it. Ever. All right. Let's see. All right. What else we got here? John Saunders just got the new Nitro Cannon 20. How the fuck did you go that far in the future and get something? Usually ride Flux DS bindings. In your opinion, would that be a good match? Yes, on the Nitro Cannon. Because that thing is actually more playful than most people think it is. That is absolutely a perfect binding to go with it. All right, so we are up to 66 people in here, and I promised that I would play the latest weird voice message from the Angry Line. So let's see.
Hello, Avran, honey. Honey, calling for you to give you happy congratulations for your honey. It was a big milestone for you, honey. Avran, honey, you stood test of time. You give people what they want, honey. I love you, honey. Come see me, okay?
So I'm convinced that is a transgendered Filipino massage worker in Los Angeles. And it might be Slim Whitman's wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, significant other. I don't really know. But it leaves messages about loving me and coming to visit and getting a rub and tug regularly. It's really, really kind of creepy. So, all right. Let's see what we got here. We got a super chat from Josh Rush. Happy 12 years. Here's to 12 more. Well, here's a spin for your super chat, bud. Woo. Small sticker pack. Small sticker pack. You know the drill. Email me, info@angrysnowboarder with your mailing address, and I will get that in the mail to you, which there should be new stickers going out for this batch of man, that thing's tight. Hey, having some issues with this thing. But yeah, there should be some new stickers coming out for everyone. Also, all the VIP stickers will go in the mail tomorrow. I just picked up the stamps today, so if you're a member of Angry Snowboarder VIP, Sticker Club stickers and top tier stickers are going out. Also, stickers are for sale on angrysnowboarderstore.com as well as the personal shopper. Which, random thing, that personal shopper, I put that thing out as a kind of a half-assed joke, thinking like, oh, maybe I'll get like 2 or 3 people to it. I get like 2 or 3 people a day. You people are fucking amazing. I love it. Like, you guys literally value the information that I'm giving you. I haven't had anyone complain yet that I didn't give them what they wanted. So, yeah, if you're looking for gear and you need advice, your local shop doesn't stack up, or you don't have a local shop, you can always go on Angry Snowboarder Store and hire me to be your personal shopper. Team Tour, do you know if ride has changed much on the pigs this year? From what I understand, the only thing they changed was, I think it was the epoxy for the top sheet, so it'd stick in there a little bit more because they were peeling a little bit if they got clipped just right. And I think other than that, they stayed exactly the same. Ride really went hard this year on bindings, which is a huge investment. So dumping all that money into that. And then they did a slight overhaul on the boots, basically making them stiffer, which, looking at the construction and everything, it doesn't look like they made them any different per se. So unless they tweaked materials and didn't say it, my guess is that they just reevaluated their flex rating, which is literally like 10 dudes sitting in an office going, it feels like a 6. It feels like a 5. It's a 7. And they add it all up, and that's the cumulative score. Like, seriously, flex ratings don't fucking exist. All right. Okay. Dustin Dingman, do you think buying the A-Basin Season Pass is worth it if I already have the Epic Pass to just keep options open since they aren't doing reservations for pass holders? I am an A-Basin Pass holder. I have an A-Basin Pass. I'm also an Icon Pass holder, and I'm looking at getting a Loveland Pass. I'm actually saying, fuck trying to get the Epic. I'd rather just get the Loveland Pass because that puts you in the Powder Alliance, and then you get 3 days at a lot of other resorts. But yes, I think the A-Basin Pass is definitely worth it. And here's why. For me, living here, like when A-Basin was on the Epic Pass, I'd get somewhere between 70 and 100 days at the true Epic resorts. But then I'd go clock about another 100 at fucking A-Basin in the spring. Like, starting March till they closed, I was there like almost every day just clocking more days. So it's totally worth it. Plus, they're selling it for $3.99. So if you figure at $3.99, and we actually have a regular season. So, I mean, if you went 100 days, it would cost you $3.99 a day. But let's just say that theoretically you go and, where's that? There it is. So $3.99, divide that. Let's say just even 40 days, you're paying $9.97. So $10 a day to ride. So you're paying $10 a day. But let's just say you went 60 days on that. You're paying $6.65 a day. I think it's totally worth it. The value you get. The other thing is, unlike other resorts like Keystone, Brack, all them, their big thing with their amenities and shit. Like it's a lot of going inside. What I love is A-Basin has that fucking taco truck in the base area that is never open except on Saturdays. I'm gonna bet that motherfucker is cranking 7 days a week. Slopeside tacos that you could literally ride right up if you know what you're doing. If there's enough snow, you could ride to the window, get it, unstrap your back foot, and skate to the pally chair eating a taco. You could literally not have to fully unstrap to get a taco. I'm all about this right now, people. I mean, crab rangoons. That's the hot ticket item for 2020, 2021. But tacos are still a close second. So you got to think about that. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Okay, modern skater. What are the best goggle options for someone with glasses? OTG, suck it up, and get contacts. Well, if you're gonna do OTG, Smith are actually probably the best for the fit if they fit your face. Plus, you can get the fan ones, so they keep that circulation going in there, so you don't have to worry about it. Honestly, contacts, yes, would be better. Or if you're a real G, you get PRK or LASIK like I did, and get your eyes fixed, and then you never have to fucking worry about that shit. And it's amazing. And I can see for miles and miles. It's crazy. Like before, I was always just like riding by Braille and praying that I wouldn't die. And now I actually know what I'm riding into. So yeah. All right. Okay. Derek NG, looking for my first volume shifted all mountain board, mainly Grimmers, backcountry, carving, not a huge amount of park. Thinking a War Pig, or would you recommend a Super Pig? Also Stratus, C6, or you don't want the War Pig, you want the Super Pig. I'll tell you that right now, especially because you said carving and not park. Like the War Pig is essentially a park board that you can do everything else with, but it's really more the freestyle focus. The Super Pig's the better one for what you're talking about there. So I'd go with that. If you want like a second option, you could look at like a Telos backslash. That one sticks out. Or you could even do like the Rome Stalefish or the Service Dog. Probably the Stalefish, it's just a hair stiffer than the Service Dog, not by much. But do that. As far as bindings, I mean, Stratas will give you that surfy feel. You'll have a lot of lateral play in there. I'm not a big fan of that binding. Like, it's okay. It's not fucking mind-blowing in all honesty. Haven't been on the new C6, but looking at them, they really speak to me other than that 2.5 degrees of canting in there. Like, so you got to think that you're going to be canted like this at 2.5 degrees, which most people are like, oh, that's not a lot. But if you put it at your normal stance, you start to notice that you're a little more knock-kneed. So you kind of have to bring your stance out a little bit, which some people just don't like, and I'm one of them. And I also camp my footbeds inside my boots. So with me, it's like, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm knock-kneed. So kind of think about that. Other option, maybe like a K2 lean AT. Once again, though, you're going to get canting in there. Otherwise, I would do like a Burton Cartel or a Malavita, although I'm not a big fan of the Malavita. I think the Cartel's the better binding in that regards for the Super Pig. All right, Sheldon Krieger with the super chat. I'm looking for a board to ride in icy conditions, looking at the GNU Anti-Gravity, Niche Aether, and Niche Story. Any thoughts? It's going to come down to what camber profile and what flex pattern you want in there. So the stiffest one is going to be it's going to go like this. It would go Aether, Story, Anti-Gravity, and the Story and Anti-Gravity are pretty similar. I'd say the Anti-Gravity is like a little more loose between the feet in there. Now, if we're going with edge hold, the Story will have the most aggressive edge hold on there because that serrated edge is so fucking defined between the feet. I mean, it's like this. You're gonna do that, and it really does come down to the flex and the camber profile that you want. Like out of those three, they're all good. If I had to choose one, I would probably go with the Anti-Gravity for all around use. But if I was doing like more charging carving, I'd probably go with the Story. The Aether is just like, it's a snowboard. Like I think right now they're making the best version of it since Niche started, but I don't think it's anything fucking mind blowing. What do we got? Wear your mask, people. Wear your fucking masks. I swear to God, if we go into a lockdown and I lose my season, I'm going to blow up the state of Texas, maybe Florida too, or at least just enough to sink it into the ocean. In California, you're not far behind. You're fucking shit up too. Wear your masks. Oh, make it political. Go fuck yourself. All right. What do we got here? All right. So I think something Quinn. All right. So Michael Lagana, what's up, bro? Do you like Jones Bindings and do you like their boards? I'm getting an Ultra Mountain Twin 62 wide and maybe Mercury or Malavita. So the thing with the Jones Bindings is they're just nows that are rebranded and they kind of like hodgepodge two models into making it so it's like not quite like a Drive, but it's not quite like a Recon. It's something different, or it's not quite an O Drive and it's not quite a Drive. So they kind of do it. I think their boards, they really, because Jeremy rides them and stuff and their team rides them, they really do design them to work with those Jones Bindings. Going from a Mercury to a Malavita though is drastic flex differences. Like that Malavita is going to be way softer, way more playful. Overall, the boards are good. I've always had fun when I get on them. I like the camber profiles. I like the flex, the side cut technology, everything like that. So they're always super solid to get on and kind of test out. So yeah. Let's see. What's this thing giving me issues? All right. Well, let's see what we got here. Okay, who do we got over here with the super chat? We got someone. All right. Bezdi, congrats on making 12. Options for a directional groomer resort power board for Rad Dad with size 9s. Mid flex. First board that comes to mind for you is going to be the Rome Ravine. I think that right there is definitely a solid Rad Dad directional cruiser. If you wanted something more directional and you wanted something you really wanted something and you were sticking with Rome, I'd probably go with the Service Dog. That'll be like around middle of the road flex. Otherwise, other options for you for being a resort powder board. The Endeavor Archetype Swallowtail, you can still ride on a groomer. If you're scared of the Swallowtail, then get the Maverick, or you could even look at the Ranger. The Wired Vantage is a good one as well. If you're looking at ride, I'd probably go with the Super Pig, in all honesty, because I think the Berserker would be too much. So the Super Pig would have that flex. With K2, you could do a Manifest, but I think that's going to be a little too stiff. So you could do the Niseko Simple Pleasures, not the regular Simple Pleasures, but the Niseko Simple Pleasures. It's a little more torsionally soft. It has a little more play to it and whatnot in there. So I think that would definitely work for you. Let's see. If you did Mervin, I think like an Orca, maybe a Gremlin, depending on which camber profile you want. So if you wanted C2X, you got the Orca. If you want C3, you got the Gremlin in there. I haven't been on the Gremlin yet, but basically it should just ride like a cambered Orca, which will be fun. Jones, I mean, you could do a Mind Expander, but the problem is then you start to lose power off the back foot on a groomer, which is where a Flagship might be a little bit better for you as well. So you got a bunch of options, Baz, and I'm going to give you a spin of the wheel here. What do we got, people? Ooh. Next on Super Chat gets a spin. All right. No, never mind. You got a middle finger. I'll still give the next person that asks a question a spin. I'll be nice. All right. All right, where were we? Okay, Jeff Demoose 776. Will my DC Mutinies and Union Flight Pros work on my new IPP Haro? I'd hope so. Like, I mean, does the boot fit? Does it fit your needs and fit your foot shape and give you everything you want? There you go. After that, the bindings are whatever for the most part. Like, they strap you down and hold you in, you're good. Like, there you go. So I think, though, for everything you got there, that should work with that Haro. Let's give you a spin of the wheel, bud. Oh, it's going to bounce back. This should be blank. You got nothing. Okay, where were we? All right. And we got a super chat from Drew Weisner. Did you get a chance to check out the new toe straps on the 2021 Jones bindings? Worth the upgrade. I'm supposed to pick some up from the rep in the next week or two. And I'll do an explained video kind of breaking those down, hopefully. So, yeah. Otherwise, like, it's hit or miss. Like, something for a toe strap, like upgrading the whole binding, I think you'd be better off contacting their customer service and just asking them if they'd sell you straps or if you could replace them. Because 9 times out of 10, if you're really polite, they'll probably just send you the straps, and then you don't have to buy a whole new fucking binding. You know, you're just like, I got new straps. Fuck yeah, okay, there you go. Otherwise, they might sell them to you, and it could be as cheap as like $10 and as expensive as $25. Like, it's usually somewhere in that range. So hopefully that answers that question. Let's give you a spin of the wheel here. Tighten that nut just a little. Wear your masks, people. Wear your masks. The wheel does not lie. Okay, where were we? All right. So we got another super chat from Kale Mitchell. Kale Mitchell, paying $7K for 2 Zoom calls a week. Gotta love Zoom University. Oh my God, I feel bad for anyone that's on Zoom. Holy shit. I need to figure out how to hack like different colleges that like you guys are going to and just pop up in the Zoom call and have Randy there and then just have him just going off on trucker speed and shit and then just disappear. And everyone would be like, what the fuck is this? Who is this guy? And I feel like it would just be this viral thing that just kept happening and people would be like, random dude with mullet and Texas shirt shows up and talks about trucker speed and Zima. And it would just like keep making headlines for months on end and everyone would be like, what the fuck is this all about? I feel like that would just be funny. Like Randy needs to make more appearances if he's out of jail. I don't know where Randy is these days. Woo, reverse spin again. All right. Say hi to your mom for me. That's literally what the wheel tells me. I don't pick these things. All right. Cesare 1, Cartels or Malavitas for a Burton free thinker. For the free thinker, here's the thing with the Malavitas, and this is the issue that I constantly go back to and I warn people about. On the back end of the binding, right where the heel cup comes out, but the base plate, it comes out and there's a little point, and it's ever so fine. But what it is when you angle your bindings and you're driving into the board and you torsionally twist it, it pushes down into the top sheets of the boards and it actually cracks them. And that it's a known issue. And they keep trying to say they made it better, they bevel it, they do something, but the cost of molds and stuff, realistically, they aren't doing shit. So you have to ask yourself, is it really worth it to go that route knowing that you could, I'm not saying you will, I'm saying you could crack your top sheet in your board. That's why I think the Cartels are actually the better bet. And for a free thinker, I think that the Cartels actually match up better because you got so much camber in that board and you're going to be putting so much load. You want a binding that's a little more powerful and a little more demanding and will really drive into it. All right, let's give you a spin of the wheel, bud. Look at that thing. It's magical. Woo! Thank you, VIP. So for those of you that don't know, we have a thing called angrysnowboarder.vip. You get content early over there. Sometimes we do Q&As. You get discounts on when we do merchandise, which, speaking of merchandise, I'll do an announcement about that in a minute. But yeah, so shout out to VIP. It really literally funds everything. It really does. So yeah. Okay, let's see what we got here. So let's see. feel like I'm missing some questions here. Okay, we got a super chat from Mark. Urethane spines on boots, worth it? Yes. Holy fuck, this is the game changer in boots, in my opinion. So I have ridden K2 boots for 10 plus years, like 10 plus years. I mean, I was riding them when it was the T1 DB and it was the first year it came out. And I used to snap back spines. Like before that, I was riding Vans Fargos and I would just snap back spines. I'm notorious for breaking back spines in boots. When they actually went to the urethane spine in their boots, I stopped snapping back spines. The boots actually, they retain their shape better. They have a little more rebound when you drive into them. All of that stuff. Urethane, and it makes the most sense versus just putting a hard piece of plastic in there that can crack, or some of these lesser boots that are actually using like a Nomex honeycomb, which is just cardboard covered in epoxy, or they're just overlapping layers of leather and other things in there. So, you know, that's kind of the thing. I think it's totally worth it. I think there's some of the best things out there. I think if you're a guy that snaps back spines, or you're really hard on your boots and you're trying to get a longer lifespan out of them, it makes the most sense. All right, Mark, let's give you a spin of the wheel. This should be blank. A lot of things should be blank. All right, we got one more super chat from Kevia Spilly. Who makes the best rotational bindings? Well, you know, if you really start to look into that and you go with it, I think from a design perspective, some of those guys over in Europe were really pushing it, like the Rotaroo or whatever it was called. Not the guys that did from France that did the Bluetooth one, but anything's better than those fucking pucks that they have you mount on, and then you have this little swivel puck on there, like the Easy Rider or whatever the fuck they call it. You know, they all have different really stupid names. I mean, by and large, if you're really going to invest in a rotational binding, you got to bring something so far out to the market. And Bluetooth is not the answer, because then you're relying on a fucking battery-operated thing to fucking operate your fucking swivel and sizzle, which is just not good. That's not the answer you thought you'd hear, was it? All right. If you want it, you can have it. Small sticker pack. Otherwise, your stickers are in the mail tomorrow. So, yeah. Yeah. Which, hey, if you guys like getting stickers in the mail, you guys should check out Angry Snowboarder VIP. $7 a month, and you get an envelope of stickers in the mail. For $15 a month, the first month you join, you get a big sticker envelope, and then 4 times a year, you're going to get a fucking jumbo sticker envelope, which I actually just put the Time Vampire sticker in with the big VIP ones. So, yeah. All right. Let's see. Shout out to Slim Whitman for being annoying and stupid. Getting the band hammer again. All right. JMA P1. Hey, what do you think about Nitro boots, especially the Nitro Capital or Team? So the best boot's the one that fits your foot and fits your needs. So you got to, once you get that out of the way, if they fit your foot and fit your needs, they're great. Like, I like what Nitro does with their boots. I think they have a solid fit. They have a lot of technology that they put into them. They actually make a really quality boot. They're underrated. Most people just look past them or don't even know that they make boots. But if you actually look at them and you look at the tech, their speed lacing, it's not complicated. I think they make the laces a little too long, so they end up tangling. But I do like the fact that they have a pulley system in there and how they lock up. Plus, the other good thing with their speed lace system is that if you want to pull the speed lace off and do lace with it, you can. And that's actually relatively nice. Specifically, those 2 models, I mean, like I said, if they fit your foot and fit your needs, you're good to go. I can't really speak on the fit on those. I'm trying to figure out if I can get some stuff to do a whole boot fit mega video. So with that, I see you super chatted, so let's give you a spin of the wheel. All right, plug the personal shopper. So for those of you that need help buying gear, you can go to Angry Snowboarder Store and hire me to answer your questions. For $5, I'll answer a quick question. $10, more in-depth question. $15, I'll walk you through the whole fucking process. And for $50, I will hold your hand and yell at you until you make your decision. I'm not saying you're a time vampire. I'm just saying it's there if you need it. So, yeah. All right. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Anton Clark. How is the Goggle video going? It's finished filming. I have finished filming. It's something like 40 plus gigs of footage, which is a shit ton. These are the notes from it. Like, the notes, because so the first 2 pages are all about the in-depth. Actually, the first 3 pages are pretty much the in-depth nature of everything about goggles that you guys need to know about. And then we've got, you know, like showing the goggles, talking about them in order, which that'll be put whatever. Then there's the laser test, which I did it at 8 feet. I should have done it at 15 meters. I just didn't have the space to do it. But 8 feet will show putting a laser through. Actually putting this laser. Let's see. So yeah, using this laser right here, it'll show the distortion through the lens just enough so you guys can kind of get what's going on. I wish I'd had a dual laser system and could have set it up right, like how Oakley does it in the Oakley lab. But yeah, so I didn't get that. So you get some of that. Then there's the ballistic test, which is actually really funny. So here's a set of Oakleys I shot. That right there barely did any damage to him, and then obviously I cut him in half and scratched him to show the UV coating and stuff. But yeah. Also, from the ballistics test, that's what's left of the cover for the GoPro. Thank God it didn't smash the internal lens on the GoPro. So yeah. But yeah, so I'd say that the goggle test is going pretty well. Here's what's left of the outdoor masturbator. So, you know, these things are cheap piles of shit. Whole fucking goggle is just a pile of suck. Yeah, so I'm going to try to edit the teaser on that, trailer, whatever. Get that out. That was going to be the big video for the month, so do that. And I'm trying to film the boot fitting 101 and 201 stuff for the future for you guys to get you more dialed in with your boots. I think the wheel's possessed. It's moving on its own. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see what else we got going on here. Okay. Keshik, tell us about some upcoming brands you're hyped for. There's really nothing new out on the market that I'm like, oh, wow, this is really cool. I'm more just like, oh, look, another fucking Me Too brand. Oh, you're making boards in your fucking garage. Oh, your bases look like they were finished by a rabid badger chewing on them. That's kind of where we're at. I mean, like 2020, if any good thing happened, it dissuaded every dumbass that wants to start a snowboard brand because they like to go snowboarding, they're not snowboarders, from starting it. Like, holy shit. That, unfortunately, it's also got a plethora more of fucking goggle companies coming out. And they're trying to sell these goggles for like $150. And I was like, dude, I can go on Alibaba Express and buy them for $14. And they're crap. I'm doing a whole video on it. So I'm not really, there's nothing. I'm more concerned and stoked with like what's going to keep our snowboard companies that are actually legit in business and going. Like, that's the big thing. Rome's got some cool stuff. I like the fact that Ride overhauled their binding line. Capita's got some cool stuff coming out as well. So when you really start to look at things like that, stuff's really good. otherwise, man, it's just like who made product and who's going to be in business and that type of stuff. So let's give you a spin of the wheel, bud. Spin again. What do we got? Oh, this should be blank. Wait, is it bouncing back? Nope. All right. Well, that should be blank. Oh, you win nothing. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Okay, Juan Gutierrez. Yo, have you ever ridden the Flux DSL binding, specifically the ones with the futon footbed? Are they comfy? Not enough padding on the footbed? Thanks. Well, comfort's highly subjective, but I'll tell you this. Flux are not known for their dampening, regardless of what they market and how they do it. Their bindings, you feel a lot in there. And that's kind of where I'm going to leave it with that one. Like, might have a little bit more padding to it, but I really wouldn't think that it's anything abundant in there. All right. Okay, Nick Montez. My Vans boots reek. Summer boarding on hood took a toll. Are the 32 lashed worth it if they're laced, or double boa is rad? Best boots is the one that fits your foot and fits your needs. If your boots smelled, pull your fucking liners out. Throw them into a oven bag, like for cooking a turkey. Seal it off. Throw it in your freezer for about 24 hours, but I'd say 48. Just freeze the fuck out of them. Take them out and just let them air out. Now, then take your shells and just fucking spray them shits down with disinfectant, boot spray, or whatever you got, to mildew remover. Fucking just do what you got to do. Wipe them down. That will get rid of the boot funk in there. And if that doesn't work, fire. Just burn them. Just straight burn them. Now, with that said, are the 32 lash worth it? They're worth it if they fit your foot and fit your needs. The problem that I've always had with 32 is no matter how stiff they make them, they are one of the fastest decomposing boots I've ever seen. Like, they just get softer and softer, which is normal for any boot, but they do it at an exponential rate compared to other brands. It's something about the foam that they use in their liners and their materials. They don't last. Like, our ongoing joke is 32 days they're done, or 32 runs they're done. With that. Now, with double boa is better than single boa. It allows you to get that upper and lower zonal to tighten it in. I rock triple boa, so I've got internal, top, bottom in there. That keeps me locked in. The one thing I like about boa is you're not dealing with laces and shit, so they don't get wet. If a boot gets a little loose, click, 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 it's tighter. End of the day, pop, 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 pull the tongue, you're out. That's the big thing. I'm also 37 years old and fucking lazy as shit, so I don't really care. I realize I've been snowboarding since I was 15. I'm like, fuck, it's more than half my life. Yeah, so there's that. So you just kind of go with that. Let's see. Okay. Okay. All right. Chico Dirguch with a PSA. My house smells like forest fire. Please vote to protect our winters. Yes, there is a lot going on in voting. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for, but make sure that you do stuff that is, as a snowboarder, good for snowboarding, because climate change is real, and I'm not going to fight any of you deniers on it, because you people are just fucking morons. You're like on the same level as anti-vaccination people, and 5G causes the coronavirus. I put you all in the same category. Also, worship Satan. That's just a given. No war has ever been fought in the name of Satanism. I'm just saying. So, all right. All right, let's see. Where are we? Andrew Perry, Avran, I'm a level 1 instructor and have a bad back. Should I get step-ons or get fixed yields? I mean, I'm not a fan of step-on, but if you have severe back problems to the point that you cannot bend over to strap in, maybe it will solve that, but just understand you're still going to be bending over to pull the release lever on that. So, and it has a different counterintuitive motion to do that. If anything, I would say go to rehab and strengthen your back. Like, I have a bad back. Well, I had a bad back. Now I just fucking go to the gym at 1 a.m. and fucking lift for no fucking reason. And I'm just huge. I've gained 25 pounds in the last 2.5 months. But yeah, build your fucking, build your back muscles up, rehab them, do a lot of yoga, stretching, stuff like that. Maybe get an inversion table, get a foam roller, stuff like that. Get the little spiky ball and do a bunch of different stretches with your legs and your hamstrings and stuff. And that might help you. Or you might just say, fuck it, get the step-ons because that's the easy way to fucking get in and out. Yeah. Okay, Hound, if you could have only one board, what would it be? If I had to choose and there was only one board and it was going to be one board the rest of my life, it'd be a Captain Mercury. I'd just fucking grab it. I can do everything on that thing. Like, and I own a bunch of boards. Like that's just like that's like that good happy medium for POW day, park day, free ride day, do everything. Like, that's why it constantly makes a top 5 list for me. Okay. Rabies 25. Which is the best binding for a Burton skeleton key? Now Drive, Genesis X, EST, or a Cartel? Here's the thing. If you want to get the most performance out of that skeleton key, you're going to want to go with a Burton binding. Now, I think the Genesis X EST is a little overkill. You could probably just go with the regular Genesis. The EST thing, it comes down to how you want that binding to flex on the board. So would an EST binding be better? That's personal preference. Like, I fucking think EST is garbage. I'd rather just have it mounted underfoot and keep that dead spot slightly underfoot if I could. But I've also been riding for more than half my life, so I expect a dead spot under my foot. I don't like having that little weird pinpoint where the screw's mounted and there's these tiny little dead spots, which most people never even notice because they get more play underneath. The Now Drive would probably be overkill on a skeleton key. The Recon would actually be better. All right. Michael Kulig, which core brand insoles are similar to Superfeet Blue? If you did Remind, it's either the Medic or the Cush. It's the one with the higher arch from Remind, which I think is the Cush. No, or is it the Medic? It's the Medic. Otherwise, I'd say that Shred Soles are probably actually closer to those, in my opinion. All right, so I know we got a bunch more people in here, so if you're just tuning in, you got questions, get them in the chat box. I'm going to try to answer them. If you super chat, you get a spin of the wheel. I'm taking any kind of questions. It's also the 12th anniversary of Angry Snowboarder, which is really funny for me to say because where the fuck does the time go? I also find it really funny that people are like, you're relatively new. And I'm like, no, I've literally been here for fucking ever. Like, I remember when you couldn't even, there was no such thing as affiliate links. I remember actually having multiple marketing people from brands tell me that there was no reason to give me boards because no one would ever value online reviews and good wood would reign supreme. Well, the wood obviously wasn't good and it rotted and died. So, because I'm still here and it's gone. So whatever. I find that absolutely funny. But yeah, 12 years of Angry. Fuck. And I think it's funny that like all these relatively new influencers, whenever they do talk to me, this is part of the reason why I just view them with such disdain, is they always try to talk down to me like I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm sitting here like you wouldn't exist if it wasn't for me. Like, I proved to brands that working with people like you was a smart idea. And it always blows my mind. Like, they always talk to me. And I mean, I can remember one year, I think I got like 18 million views on my website. Like, that's a fuck ton of traffic right there. And granted, I was doing a lot of controversial things. And by controversial, I mean saying a lot of stupid controversial shit. Well, it worked for me. But, and it blows my mind because I like look at these guys and I'm like, why are you talking down to me? Like, I'm trying to talk to you as an equal and you think you're superior to me because you got more subscribers, even though our view counts are exactly the same? all that tells me is that you either bought subscribers or people just really don't want to watch your shit. Like, I'd rather have like an equal amount viewer to subscriber ratio than some weird astronomical amount where you're only getting like 1/100th of it. So yeah. So I don't know. 12 years though. Fuck. Hopefully some of you guys remember like the early days when I started. I mean, it's so funny to think that it started out on Blogger. And it was originally angrysnowboarder.blogspot.com. And then about a week later, I bought angrysnowboarder.com. I bought it for $9.99. They value it now at $500. That's a good return on my investment in 12 years for something that just sits there. So it does that. But ironically, they think Angry Skier is worth more at $1,200. I should sell that. I should also sell FilaSnowboarding.com. I don't know why I keep holding on to that one. One day, Fila will enter the snowboarding world. So, yeah. All right. Let's see. What do we got here? Okay. Let's see. All right. Will Doyle, are those Capita Party Shark and Party Panda boards ever going to drop? I thought those were supposed to be like a Black Friday or after Black Friday release. Someone even said that they might not release till the first of the year. So I'm like, so I don't know. Okay, so we got a PSA from David Sr. Join VIP, 12 more years. David Sr., he's been a member of VIP, I think, almost since I started it. So Dave gets a spin of the wheel. Ooh, Dave gets a middle finger. Ouch. That's rough. That's rough. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Bull owner, what's up with Proteus snowboards? God, I feel like I always have to talk about it. Those guys are dumping some serious money into targeted ads on Instagram. So the boards have a cam system that you can tighten up and it changes the camber profile. It can go from camber to full reverse or like S-rocker if you really play around with it. The way I look at it, because I watched a video, and the only way I could interpret it is kind of like how you tune a guitar and you tighten the strings down, and it's a similar concept to it. So the strings are attached at the nose and the tail, and then the centerpiece is the tightener for it. What I don't like is this is another brand where these guys they don't have a good factory. I'll be honest. Like, they don't have a real snowboard factory. Like, it's a garage factory. They don't have the equipment to fully make their stuff dialed in. Like, the idea of what they're doing, I like the idea. Do I like the idea of them doing it? No. This is a typical, like, CU fucking design engineer nerd kids from Boulder. Fucking go snowboarding on the weekend. Where are snowboarders? No, you're people that snowboard. You need to know your place first. You're not snowboarders. You're people that snowboard and you're engineers that snowboard, which can actually be one of the fucking worst things on earth because you're not a snowboarder, an engineering snowboarder. You're an engineer that snowboards. So they designed this shit, and I looked at the boards. I mean, it looks like a Smokin', in all honesty, like an older Smokin' before Jay bought the new equipment, which I can go into Smokin' on a whole other level. But that stuff, and the way that they do it, just doesn't do it. And, the conversation I had with the owners, like, they're nice guys, don't get me wrong. They're like, there's no animosity. It's just I wish they knew their place and, like, what lane they're fucking in. And, I asked them, I was like, have you broken any of these yet? No, we've extensively tested it. I was like, well, who tested it? Figuring maybe being at CU Boulder, they reached out to Seth Hill because he was, or someone from the CU snowboard team, or, you got guys there that are legitimate high level riders, right? Figure you reach out to them. Nope. They point to the co-owner and you go, well, he's been out on it. He rides really hard. And I'm sitting here looking at it. Guy's got his fucking goggles down on the counter, lens down on the counter, wearing a set of cargo pants that are probably 12 to 15 years old, fucking 9-year-old Ski Rex sail jacket, because I remember we didn't sell them that. Like, they're so old. I remember these jackets when I worked there. We ended up blowing them out for like $40. Like, fucking garbage shit. I think it might have been like an old Burton Ronan jacket or some shit, and it was like some weird fucking print. And I'm just looking at this going, what? looking down Nike boots. Nike boots are like the biggest giveaway that someone doesn't shred that works in the industry. Like they wear Nike boots, they don't take it seriously. And so I'm looking at it, and he rides really hard. And I'm looking at it like, this guy looks like he makes 3 laps and he's out of breath. I'm like, I'm pretty sure if I took him on an easy warm-up lap with me after the first mile, he'd be crying. So I just don't think that they've tested it enough. I feel like it's just you're gonna be able to break it. The second you knuckle a jump and you hit that dead center and you hard flex it, I think it's gonna break that cam system, or it's gonna disrupt it, and it's gonna be just like a guitar string snapping. It's just gonna be like twang, and then you got this floppy nose or this floppy tail, and that's kind of where I see that with Proteus. Like the idea of what they made, I like it. I like the fact that they're thinking outside the box. The implementation, though, leaves so much more to be desired for me. And I just sit there and I'm like, ugh, seriously. So that's pretty much what I can say about Proteus. And I feel like I talk about this almost every live stream now. It just becomes another brand that I have to keep talking about over and over again. The good thing is they're not as kooky as fucking Gilson. Like, fuck that brand. Like, seriously. Fuck them with a glass catheter and then smash it with a hammer while it's inside them. That's how I feel about Gilson. So, yeah. All right. Okay. Okay. This is a good question. And this comes from Michael Lagana. Is it worth it to go get a custom footbed for boarding? I saw that they're like $250. I don't know if it's worth it. I got a high arch for foot and get pain in boots at the beginning of the day when I get on the mountains. Comfortable feet are worth whatever the price is to get there. Now, I don't know where you're seeing them for $250, who's making them, whatnot. Like, different places have different prices. If it's Surefoot, don't even waste your fucking time. They're fucking garbage. Surefoot are the most garbage fucking footbeds on earth. All they do is 3D scan your foot and then print it out and then it cuts it. They're not actually manipulating anything. They're not really doing anything. Like, I could go be certified to work for Surefoot. I could walk in right now and I know more than like almost anyone they hired this year. They'd send me to their fucking boot fit academy, and then fucking 2 days later, I'm a fucking Surefoot master fit. And that's the same for someone, Joe Blow from Tennessee, that just walked in and has never fucking put ski boots or snowboard boots on his foot. That's the same thing. They're fucking garbage. What you need to do if you're looking at custom footbeds is go in and talk to the guy doing it. Ask them how long they've done it, what method they use. Like, is it a 3D scanner? Are they doing like a foam block mold? How are they doing it? Is it a heat mold? Are they baking the liner and manipulating it? Will they grind it? How many times can you come back to get it tweaked? And you will go back. Like, this is another thing. If you get a custom footbed, just expect that you're going to make 1 to 2 more return visits if they're worth their weight in gold as a boot fitter and a footbed maker. If they're not, like, and you're back there like 5, 6, 7, 8 times, they fucking suck. But you're going to go back. You're going to have tweaks done to it. It's one of those things. Like, when I was doing boot fitting, when I lived in Steamboat, I would tell people I would do split shifts. So I would do all my boot fit stuff in the morning, first thing. And I'd be like, oh, I'm going to get you out there, get out, go ski, go snowboard, do whatever. I would do their fit. I'd be like, hey, I want you to go out, ride it. If you can make it back, like if I got done with them at 9 or 10, I'd be like, if you can make it back before noon, I'll stay and change my split shift, tweak it. Otherwise, you know, I'd work through all these people, then I'd go do my split shift, go ride, then I'd come back, and then I'd tweak their shit in the afternoon. Then I'd be like, go ride it tomorrow and tell me what you think. And they'd go ride it and come back and fucking, and, you know, if I had to tweak it, I had to tweak it again. And I mean, I only had 1 or 2 customers that were like 6 or 7 visits, but the one guy was a construction worker his whole life and had broken both his feet. He had pins and plates and shit sticking out in every direction. I also had to like grind his boots and do all sorts of shit to it. But most people, it was like you tweak it, you get it, they go out and they'd be like, hey, I'm getting a little pressure here and here. And you go and grind a few little things, put it back in, sit them a little lower, do some canteen or whatever. And they'd be like, oh, okay, I'm good to go. And you'd never see them again. And that's the thing. Like, but boot, and I know boot pain. Like, I've destroyed my feet. I've collapsed arches. Like, I know what that's like. For me, the best footbed I ever had is, or that I have had to this date, is I use Remines, like just stock fucking Remines. They fit my foot shape perfectly. I trim them, I put them in, I'm good to go. The other thing to note if you do get a custom footbed is your feet will always be changing as you age. And what that is, and is your arches are slowly collapsing. And as they collapse, your foot starts to lengthen and get wider as it splays out. So if it goes like this, it's slowly going like this. Now, having a high arch, you're having pressure over the instep, plus you're having a strap put down on there. A footbed might fix that. The other thing is you might have to build what we call an arch support bridge, where they put foam on the liner outside of the tongue, and that creates it raises it up the shell. So when you tighten it down and tighten the strap, it's putting the pressure further out instead of right on top of the instep. And I actually have a short video in the Boot Fitting 101 series about that. So you do have that option in there. But by and large, yeah, I think aftermarket insoles are the best thing. Like stock insoles are a fucking joke. And let's see if I can get, if there's still a pair in this. Because I'll show you guys how shitty these things are. I think there's still a set. Yeah, good. There's still a set in here. So, Jesus Christ. There we go. This is a stock insole from K2. That's your arch support. I am collapsing that with no effort whatsoever. You want to tell me that this thing is cradling and supporting your foot? Fucking garbage. Get an aftermarket insole, even if it's $30, $50, whatever. That's the starting point. Then, if you're still having issues, then you go to the custom insole route. But hopefully that answers that question. I know that's like a lot of knowledge to really drop in a short period of time, but I'm really big that snowboard boot insoles are just hunks. Stock ones are just fucking garbage. All right. Oral Jacks, hi from France. After being far from snow for 8 years, do you think the Lib box knife would be a good choice? I love my 2010 Buck Burton and MTX. More generally, stay true, stay angry. If you're more of a freestyle rider, you want something that's forgiving but still has camber to it. Yeah, I think that'll work. You get magnet traction with it. A lot changes in 8 years, especially people's riding styles. So you got to kind of take that into consideration. Okay. James D. Yo, Avran, have you demoed any Dupre's snowboards? I haven't. I probably won't because Sergey, the owner of that company, is batshit fucking insane. He's a pain in the dick to deal with, and I've come to the conclusion if a company is a pain in the dick to deal with, I'm not wasting my time to deal with it. I know how big the audience is. I know how much product I move. I know what I can do. If they're a pain in the dick, I'm just like, they think their shit don't fucking stink, and they're the fucking end-all, be-all, where they fucking lie about the history of snowboarding manufacturing and shit. I just won't fucking work with them. Sergey, like, boards look cool. Am I going to seek one out? No, I'm not. I just don't give a fuck. So, yeah. All right. And Shadow Fox 546. Who would you rather have had made the Proteus system? I feel like Ride or Nidecker could have executed better on it. I think Ride would have nailed it. I think Ride actually probably has like the engineering know-how and experience to do it. Nidecker, sometimes those Euros get fucking weird. I'm just saying. So, all right. Aaron asks, what soles would y'all recommend for flat feet fallen arches? Go with the Remind. Is it? I keep forgetting if it's the Cush or the Medic, and I think it's the Cush is the lower one. And then what you want to do is take your, if you've got really bad fallen arches, you take your razor knife and inside the arch right here, you're going to put what's called a Hartzler Notch. And I've actually got a video of this in the Boot Fitting 101. And what you're going to do is you just cut a line like that right across there. What that does is it gives it a little more give in the arch, so it collapses it down to match the contour of your foot. And you just start with a small, little amount, and you make more. If you need to make a second cut, you do it. Sometimes you got to make like a little cut underneath it, and then you pull that foam out that's in there from it and make it fit. But yeah, all right. Snowboarding Badger, 12 more years of anger. God, 12 more years. Holy shit. I'd be almost 50. I don't I don't want to be like James Beastie doing reviews and sucking my friend Jimbo off and gargling Alfredo sauce. Like, that dude's a fucking kook. Like, there comes a point, I believe in finality. Like, there'll come a point where I'm going to be done and hopefully someone will be working for me or I'll have sold it or something will have taken its place. Like, I'm a firm believer in finality. Like I do not want to end up like The Simpsons. It's a bad thing. Woo. Sweet. You just won a fucking jumbo sticker pack. So all you got to do is email me info@angrysnowboarder with your mailing address and let me know that you won a jumbo sticker pack, and we'll get that going for you. So I'll get that in the mail tomorrow. Yeah. And hopefully you guys realize I actually do send out these stickers. Like I fucking... At one point, I had like 10,000 stickers, and I think I'm down to like maybe only 2,000. That's fucking crazy. I got to make more. It's insane. So, all right. Okay. Jay Garsick 07 just picked up the 2021 DOA. Have you had a chance to ride it? Looks like it has the new Ash Pop core. Was curious to see if there's a difference from last year's model. I have it sitting right here. I haven't been on it, but like, clearly I haven't been on it. Still has the fucking stickers on the base. But yeah, I'm going to ride this once the resort's open. I really liked the 2020 DOA. Like, I think it was probably the best it's been in years. So I'm curious to see how it's going to ride for 2021. They really made sure that they wanted me to ride that. They're like, we did some tweaks. So yeah. All right. Horatio Nachito wants a spin of the wheel. What do we got for him? Ooh, this should be blank. Oh, squidfish, beer money. Oh, I don't drink, so that's crab rangoon money. Next question gets a spin. All right. Let's see. Let's take one. Let's see. I want to get a good question here. There's got to be a good question flipping around here. All right. This is actually a good question from Adrian Ellis. You gonna get Capita making a simulator wide or what? Happy anniversary, Angry. God, I wish they would make a fucking simulator wide. Like, I mean, it would fucking sell. And like and I told them this, and they're like, well, we don't think it's selling. I was like, no, I literally know it would sell. I know it would fucking sell. Like, make it. Because my ass with the size 10 boot would ride the wide because I know I could stomp a landing better and it would be more stable. Like, fuck. I really wish Capita would make it a simulator wide. So, Blue, Dangler, if you're fucking hearing this, making a simulator wide. All right, spin of the wheel for Adrian Ellis. This should be blank. Huh. It's landing on that one a lot today. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see. What do we got here? Oh, we got one from Michael Kulik. Thanks for your input on the K2 Ender. Picked up a pair of 2021s from Evo. Hope you get your cut. Happy 12th. I did. I definitely got my cut. I'm up almost 60% over last year's September for sales from the affiliates. So for those of you guys that don't know, I put links in the bottoms of every video. And when you click them, I get anywhere between a 4 to 10% commission, depending on which store you buy it from. And it just supports us. And like if you're buying online, you know, hey, like you're going to Evo and you click it, I fucking make money. So yeah, so it's good, and that helps support us. It's funny, 12 years ago that didn't exist at all. Like I had no clue how I was going to make money. And we're going to give a plug to the personal shopper. So if you need help buying your snowboard gear, you can swing over to angrysnowboarderstore.com and hire me to be your personal shopper. All right. Okay. Phil Peacock, for 12 more years, RIP snowboarding forums. Fuck. Snowboarding forums still exists, unless you're talking about forum snowboarding. But snowboarding forums still exist. It's just a bunch of middle-aged guys that bitch and moan about stupid stuff, or people that ask really dumb questions they could Google. For my boy Phil, we got small stickers. You know the drill. Email me, info@angrysnowboarder with your address, and I will get that in the mail for you. So, yeah. Okay. Speaking of merchandise, because I know people have been asking, I am really close to launching a line of, it'll just be continuous merchandise. I've worked with a print shop, so it's all drop ship, so you just order and then and they ship it. They make it and ship it. The only problem is with the Rona, it's keeping shit kind of delayed. So could be up to a 4-week delay. Everything I've ordered has been able to ship in about 2 and 2.5 weeks. And that kind of pisses me off because from the time, because before the Rona, it would be like they'd get the order, they'd fucking do it, and it'd be there. But yeah, we'll do some like the Board Breaker shirt, the Slayer shirt, a bunch of different stuff, and then I think I'm going to do like a monthly limited run colorway of stuff and just change it out every month. So if you don't like that month, don't buy it. And if you're looking for that colorway, you got it. But I was hoping to have that done by tomorrow. Unfortunately, life got in the way, so definitely not getting that done, unfortunately. But hopefully next week I can get that up. So, whatever. All right, so we got one from Kung Fu Haggis. Keep the reviews coming. When is the next dump of videos coming? The next big dump probably actually won't even be reviews. It'll be boot fitting 101 and 201 videos, which I still got to film. Kind of behind on some stuff and kind of ahead on other things. So that otherwise, reviews will start dropping. Loveland and A Basin are projecting to open early like they do every year. The second the fucking resorts are open, I will be out testing product I will ride 6 days a week if I have to get out there and get that stuff. But if I'm doing it that way, you'd probably get to the point where you'd start seeing like a review or two a day instead of like, here's 100, like this year it was 33 reviews I dropped at once. Last year it was 117 in one day. So, basically dropped a third. This year, unfortunately, Rona fucked everything up. So this year's like a scramble all the way to the end of the year to get the 2021 boards done. And then I've already had companies contact me about the 2022 stuff. So they're like, how soon can we get that to you? And I'm just like, oh my God, already? Holy fuck. Okay, well, I'll do what I can. So, so that's kind of what's going on with that. Let's give you a spin of the wheel. Ooh, remember to subscribe. If you're new here, remember to subscribe. All right, we got... Okay, Dare Dream, ordered a 2021 Black Snowboard to Death. I'm keep my mouth shut on it. No. What bindings do you recommend? I have Flow Fusion right now, but I don't know if it's a good combo. And when can we get that hoodie? Depends which hoodie you want. Like, police are getting angry out there. Texans getting wild on vacation. If you like flows and Fusion works for you, yeah, you can do it. I probably wouldn't go with the CX on that, but like the next one down, which was that? It's the NXT, NX2 GT. No, it's the one above the GT. I would do that if I was doing flow with it. As far as the hoodies go, if you're looking at like those limited edition, like the varsity ones that I made, I don't know if I'm going to bring those back because I ended up having to ship those. So if I put those on the store, I have to ship them to get warehoused, and it costs more, and then it drops my. It's like a whole clusterfuck of things. Like I'm not making as much profit as I should, and it doesn't get worth my time. Or if I'm shipping it, so that. But if we're talking like the skiing sucks, snowboarding sucks stuff, that stuff will definitely work. So all right, let's give you a spin of the wheel. This should be blank. Damn, that thing is hitting hard today. What's going on there? Okay, we got one more super chat down here from Horatio Nachito. Do you still have the contact for Karua boards? If not, we might be able to figure something out. I mean, I usually deal with one of the owners, with Nicholas. So, I mean, I've got to reach out to him. The problem is it's getting the boards to me from the United States because Evo's the distributor. Evo works with James Beastie really closely from the Good Ride. And so there's that. I'd like to ride them. I just got like a list of companies I got to email. So yeah. All right. So we got Ian the Welchman. Congrats for the 12-year milestone super chat. So let's see. So we got spin for Horatio. Ooh. Next question gets a spin, but I'm going to spin anyways for Ian, and then I'm going to do a spin for the next question. Thanks to VIP. That's right, Angry Snowboarder VIP. Cameron Perry, I really want the angry TWS logo on a black hoodie. You're talking the snowboarding culture is not dead. Those will be coming out. There'll be a whole line of those too. So yeah. All right. So next question gets a spin of the wheel. Let's see. Okay, Fresh Rancid. I have the Capit Outsiders, but want something like it, but Cam Rock. Old Yes Jackpot. More options, please. Thanks, and congratulations with the anniversary, Avran. The old Jackpot would have that Cam Rock in there. So you're looking for like a twin with camera. You could do a mountain twin. You could probably do the E-Jack knife, even though it's C3, but it comes down and it flattens out. Rosinal, you would probably be looking at like the Jigsaw, but that might be too soft. So you could do a Jigsaw HD, but that might be too stiff. So what else is out there that's Cam Rock? The Dinosaurs Will Die Mate would be an option as well. You could always just go to a DOA too if you really wanted to. So anyways, let's give you a spin of the wheel. You do the Rome Buckshot too if you really wanted to. Remember to subscribe, people. Remember to subscribe. Okay, what do we got down here? Shadow Fox 546. Any plans to ride in Vermont or New Hampshire? I talked to my mom this week. I might drive to New York for Christmas, but I'm not driving all the way across the state like 10 hours to go to Vermont or New Hampshire. So no, I have no ambition. Like, I moved west to live in big mountains that don't rain snow. We just have fire snow, and I'm cool with that. Next question gets a spin of the wheel. All right. Okay, James Peterson. I've never seen a Telos in person, but you pretty much have me sold on the backslash. Question is, does the 58 have a stiffer flex than the smaller side? The 58 only exists because of a guy that worked for them named Rasmus. He demanded it for the European riders because they can't wrap their head around this volume shift thing. And so he's like, we need that for them. That 58 is going to ride like a 70. Like, it's going to be a fucking boat. It's just, like, unless you're 240 plus pounds with like a size 13, and you want something that stiff, you're probably going to be fine on the 53 for the most part. Like, that board is just fucking overkill in that size. Just straight overkill. All right, James, you get a spin of the wheel. Ooh, thanks to VIP. All right. Okay. Bottle and Cork, need RIP L Stacker or RIP Slim Stickers shirt. I feel like that would be lost only on the people that know that inside joke, so making it was really isn't. Also, I really don't want to have that troglodyte L Stacker try to fucking sue me for defamation of character or some bullshit. Like, there's a very fine line there, though he's probably too stupid to even understand what defamation means. So, Slim, we know, is too stupid. You lose in turn, Bulky Ray. All right, this is the funniest super chat I think I've seen in a long time. From S2000 guys. Shout out to my coworker Ryan Langdon, who's tuning in for the first time after seeing my angry sticker. He doesn't want to bother you with his question. Give me your question, Ryan. Give it to me. Put it in the chat box. I'm gonna fucking answer it because that's what I fucking do. Don't be afraid. You're not bothering me. That's why these public live streams happen, is so I can answer your guys' question. And if you really think you're bothering me, you can always just hire me as your personal shopper on angrysnowboarderstore.com. All right, let's give you a spin of the wheel. Reverse spin again. Wear your masks, people. Wear your masks. All right. Horatio Nachito, want to discuss afterwards regarding me sending you 2 Karua boards, auto and pencil. If they're your personal boards, man, it's cool. Like, you just hold on to them. Like, I'll cross the bridge when I get to it. Like, I'd rather just work with the company if they want to, and I really don't want people sending me their personal product because I do stupid shit to snowboards sometimes. And I mean, I really do stupid shit to snowboards. So let's give you a spin of the wheel. Next question gets a spin. All right. Okay, this goes to Michael Kulik. Avran, add 190 to 200 pounds, 11.5 boot. What size Super 8 would be correct for me? What is was it 61 or 63, somewhere in there? I think it's 61. Might be 62. It's like somewhere in there. I think it's 61 to 63. That would be the size that I'd probably put you on for a Super 8 for carving and really driving and pushing it with that weight. Like, that would be the size I would probably go with at being about 200 plus pounds. This should be blank. All right. Okay, David Barnes wants a spin of the wheel. All right, Dave, we're giving you a spin of the wheel. Spin of the wheel. Ooh, next question gets a spin. What do we got here? Okay. Let's see. Okay, Kevin Chen, what's your board binding boots setup this season? So, boots. This is my backup pair of Thraxuses. I still have a pair that'll probably die about Christmas, so these will come into play about January. So I'll be riding those. Rome Black Label Bindings. This is from the first year or second year of them, so it's got the older strap on there. But I also have a set of the new ones, so I'm now up to 3 pairs of them, but I got the new strap, and you guys will get a review of those once I finally ride those. As far as boards go, I have a brand new custom-made, I did not know this, but Nate sent it to me, a custom-made Angry Snowboarder Lumberjack with the Angry graphic on that, so I'll be riding that. I will continue to ride my 2-year-old Rome Warden because I just don't give a fuck. And that thing will be, I have a first-year Telos Backslash that isn't dead, and I'm going to do that. I have a first-year K2 Cool Bean that isn't dead, so I will ride that as well. And I may actually pull it out of retirement, my Dinosaurs Will Die Brewster that is almost brand new. I never really rode it much that year because I ended up riding a new board a day every day of the season for review. So if I don't give that away. And then I got a new Endeavor Archetype as well. Hey, I got a 60 wide this time. And that'll replace my 57. So those are going to be the boards that I ride. And you got a spin of the wheel. So let's get to that. Ooh, next question gets a spin. Let's see. Flying Panda. Avran, looks like between the Cush and the Medic is the one with the lower arch. For those with flat feet, is the Remedy worth it? Looks like the heat moldable Medic. If you see heat moldability in a footbed will give you more customization. The problem is I think most people when they actually do it wrong, and then you just end up not really correcting the problem. So you need to know what you're doing when you heat mold it to get it there. But you are right. Like I always say, I always screw up the Cushion, the Medic. But the Medic is the one with the lower arch. That's the one that I personally ride. And it is, my foot is like this, like there's next to no arch. So it definitely is. And you get a spin of the wheel. Click like, everybody. Click like. All right. Let's see. We got. I just skipped. Did I skip one here? Oh, maybe. Do I owe someone a spin? I don't know. All right. Hans Arne Vartdal, near 170 centimeter cam twin all around head custom 170, 2 stiff Nitro Magnum 171, 2 flat 125 kilograms, so length required. Jones Mind Expander 66 in the quiver. You might actually like the Jones Ultra Mountain Twin. You've got the weight and the girth to ride that. And I think the regular Mountain Twin would. So you're looking for. Well, you're talking about Camber Twin. So that's Cam Rocker. So that might not be enough. What else? I'm trying to think if Nitro's got like a. Well. No, because I don't think the super team comes that big. I think the biggest size in the super team is like a 63 or 65. That might actually work for you. Otherwise, I think that Ultra Mountain Twin. Otherwise, you might need to go like a custom route and get some custom. Oh, actually, it's got a 0.5 setback, but the new Capita Black Snowboard to Death comes in a 69. That might actually work for you. If not, look for the Warp Speed from last year. That could be another option for you, and I think that would come in your size. Like, I think that would be the way I would go. So yeah, let's give you a spin of the wheel. Remember to subscribe, people. Remember to subscribe. Phil Peacock, are you going to get a pair of the Rome cleavers to test? No, that's the Vice. Yes, I am going to get a set of the cleavers. I know that. I thought I had some, but I guess I don't. So, yeah. All right. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, so been here an hour and a half. There's still 110 plus of you guys in there. So if you're just tuning in, you got questions, get them over there or wherever it shows up on your mobile. It's on the bottom or right below it. And I'm going to try to answer your guys' questions. Going to hang out for a little bit longer with you. Happy 12th anniversary to me. One Gold Frog. When's Randy coming home? Last I heard, Randy got rattlesnake semen in his eye, like two-headed rattlesnake semen, shot at semen in his eye, and he may have violated it, and he's lurking somewhere around Amarillo, Texas. So, yeah. First Rand says, short fat board for a girl, but not too soft. You can put her on an Orca. The Psycho Candy's good as well from Ride, which is essentially like Super Pig, War Pig, somewhere in there for them. For females, maybe a Solomon Dance Hall. You could check out the new Rosenal After Hours as well. So you got a few options there. Jimmy McElroy, do you think Camrock is overall superior to hybrid camera? Yes. It retains more snap through the middle of the board and play, and then you've got that. You just get more drive out of it, but you get that float and added properties of the rocker in the nose and the tail. And so with that, it bringing everyone's favorite blue glass out. It brings whereas like that hybrid with that reverse between the feet, it's just a little more squirrely. And the big thing with that is making sure that the side cut lines up with it. If you do the side cut wrong, it gets too hooky on the inside, and you start to lose the advantages of having that reverse between the feet. That's what Never Summer's big problem is now. Like, they just keep adding more fucking camber to it, and I'm like, nah, you have to move the Vario more towards the middle of the insert pack, not inside it. And that's the issue. So, whatever. Never Summer. Fucking, they're not board engineers by any shape of the means. It's a guy that learned how to use a program and just kind of wings it. So, yeah. All right. Okay, Ryan Langdon is someone with a size 14 boot. Enjoy hitting the park a little, but mostly stay on trails. Do you think a Super Pig would be a good fit? Fuck yeah, dude. I think that's going to fit your size 14 hoof, depending what size you get. That's going to fit it. And, if you want to just go into the park a little bit, you're going to be fine, but you could ride the rest of the mountain. If you're really worried, you could get the new Party Platter. It's camber. It's wide. It'll fit a 14. I know that. And for good measure, you could even do the Libtech short wide. That'll fit a size 14 as well. So you got options in those short fats for playing around in. But I think the Super Pig, fuck yeah, go for it, man. I think you got this. So, yeah. Let's see. One Cold Frog. Don't be making short fat jokes. You're vertically challenged, but you're not as wide as you are tall, so you're good. Oh, God. I fucking hate talking about this shit. All right, Simon Hanks. Need to soak up a little bit of space in my boot. Best easy way to do that, please, Capitano. So you got boots that are too big for you, unfortunately. But if you haven't swapped out your fucking stock insole, pull it out, throw it away, get an aftermarket insole, and look at the posting, which is the shell around the heel and stuff, and see if it's thicker. They're going to naturally be thicker. If it's just a little bit of volume, it's going to do that. Otherwise, you can get a Bontex board and you put that under your footbed, and that'll raise you up and suck up volume. You can get those on tonar.com, so it's TOGNAR.com. They're Bontex boards. They have different sizes. If you're really worried about it, you can go to the Boot Fitting 101 video series on this channel and watch the videos on how to actually do that. The other thing is you can get 3M foam and do a tongue shim, and then you can do a calf wrap, and you could do other things to suck up, and you could do like a top of the toe box on the liner, and that'll suck it up in there. But there are videos to do that. I do not recommend that if your boots are getting that loose, like you're starting to get room. You bought them too big, or they've packed out beyond belief. If you're just trying to get like a couple extra months out of them, everything I said will get you there. So yeah. All right, let's see. Rex Monday, 6'2", 200 pounds, size 11 foot, 161 B-side or 162. You know, the funny thing is the non-wide black snowboard of death is fucking wide. Like, they really overhauled it. Like, if you actually look at it, it's not much difference. It is wider. Honestly, you could go either. I'd probably just put you on the 61 wide. I think that'll be enough board for you. You'll be good to go. So, yeah. All right. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Dare Dream, trying to buy my brother a park board for his B-day, stuck between Ultra for Capita and Disaster Battalion. Any suggestion? He's like 170 and 6 foot. If he's never ridden 3BT, that would be the only apprehension with going with the Disaster. The Disaster for 2021 is fucking phenomenal. I really like it. Like, the 3BT's there, you notice it, but it doesn't do it. The Ultra Fear is softer than that board, so if he's like more of a jibber, more playing around, that might be the way to go. Plus, it doesn't have full camber like the Disaster does, so you kind of got those two things in there with it. So I think that's kind of like, I don't know, figure out what graphic he likes. I like the Disasters because it's got skulls on it. It's cool, but you know, some people like the Capita graphic. I don't know. Figure that out. So, yeah. Let's see. All right. Trying to find a question here. Story 3333. Do you know if Rome has shipped yet? Sorry if you answered already. I had to cut out for work for a bit. Thank you. I don't think they've shipped yet. I haven't heard anything, or they're getting ready to ship. It's still early September. I mean, if it hasn't shipped by like October 15th, that's when you got to worry. But right now, I think they're going to ship like end of the month. So should be good. Okay. Lori Sorch, what do you think of the Jones Frontier X Explorer, by the way? Why did they change the name? Keep up the great work. Congrats on the anniversary. So they got hit with the cease and desist from United Shapes because they also had a board named the Explorer. So that's why it became the Frontier. Like, who cares? I actually like the Frontier for what it is, like for that price point and what it hits. It's actually a really solid board. I think a lot of people will be able to, you know, and they'll be good to go. And so there's that. I think it's a solid board. Let's see. Vincent, do again, people spam Joe Rogan experience and put Avran on it. He's way more entertaining than Miley Cyrus. You know, I go back and forth on if I like Joe Rogan or not. I think he's kind of a fucking meathead at times, and I think his ego gets in the way, or he wants to believe some weird way out thought process, so he looks all intellectual, but it's probably he's just been hit in the head one too many times, or he's taken too many roids. Like, he's a funny dude, don't get me wrong, and I think he was the greatest character on news radio. Like, you can quote me on that. Like, if you were ever going to watch, everyone's like, Phil Hartman. I was like, Phil Hartman was Phil Hartman. But Joe Rogan on news radio made that fucking show. Like, fucking amazing. Much like Kathy Griffith. Was it Kathy Griffith? Vicky Griffith? Vicky Lewis? Kathy Griffin? Kathy Griffin? Griffith? I don't know. She had a lot of plastic surgery. When she was on Desperately Seeking Susan, she was secretly the best thing on that show. But, yeah, Joe Rogan. I just go back and forth. Like he just had Adam Curry on there, the former MTV VJ, and if you actually watch him, that guy like believes in conspiracy theories. Every time he lies, he blinks his eyes 4 times. You can catch that the guy was spewing bullshit because his tell was that his eyes would rapidly blink 4 times. Either that or he's got Tourette's, which he might have Tourette's. But yeah, I don't really know if I want to go on the Joe Rogan Experience. I feel like that just comes with a whole shitload of issues. So let's see. Okay, wannabe snowboarder. My tail and nose flap when I'm going fast on my Rotational Templar. Would getting a stiffer board stop that, or is doing it because of the shape? No, it's that's the flex pattern. Like that board it's the flex pattern and the camber profile on that board just working together in unison, and that board's just going like. It's not designed. It's designed. It's like it's a progression board, and when you get to that point where you're overpowering it and going that fast, it's basically telling you would bump up to the 1 LF from Rotational then. So let's see. Seraphile. Gypsaw for a first, cheap because it's on sale. Parkboard, thoughts or something different? One, that board, it gives you a lot of bang for the buck already when it's full price. So if it's on discount, I see those things going for sale like at about 180 to 220, and I think that is such a good deal for that board. It's such a good board. Honestly, like if you can get a good deal on it, fucking just do it. So yeah. Okay. All right, so I've been here an hour and 40. There's 117 of you. I feel like I've answered most of your questions. So if you got questions, get them over in that chat box, wherever it shows up on your screen or your mobile device. I'm going to try to answer it. If you super chat, you get a spin of the wheel. People haven't been hitting hard today, but there's prizes on there, stickers and mystery things and whatnot. We're going to do that. I'm going to take a few more questions. I swear to God, that thing's possessed by the goddamn devil. It moves on its own now. But yeah. So let's do that. Okay. Krasowski, awesome channel. Thanks for keeping me entertained at work. Need a new all mountain to replace an old arbor element in the quiver. Tight trees and powder. Bit of a groomer in between. 6 foot 170. Thoughts? I mean, I'd get a new arbor element and just replace the old one. Like that would be me. Or tight trees and powder. You go something a little more directional. Like I'd go maybe a Wired Vantage, maybe an Endeavor Maverick or a Ranger. You could do a Capita Super DOA, but I think that might be overkill. So maybe a Capita Mercury. Jones Mountain Twin comes to mind. Maybe even the Flagship. You could even do a hovercraft if you're not really riding switch much. You could do the Y by Yes, or even an Optimistic if you want something stiffer to drive with. Even the Typo from Yes would be good. So yeah. All right. So we got Mark Lawson, got a Yes Optimistic and a Jones Mind Expander. Is there a 2021 board that can do both, i.e. off-piste powder and resort blasting? Much love from the United Kingdom. Yeah, I mean, there's options if you really want to go that route. If you're looking for like that one, you'd be looking at like a Jones Flagship, K2 Manifest, Capita Black Snowboard of Death, maybe a Ride Berserker or a Super Pig, a Telos Backslash, or a Telos DST if you wanted to, the Borealis Dracar. What else is out there that I feel like I'm brain farting on? You could do like a Rome Stale Fish. Think they gave you a lot of options. So let's give you a spin of the wheel. All right, plug the personal shopper. So if you need me to be your personal shopper, swing on over to angrysnowboarderstore.com and you can hire me to answer your questions. All right, Joey C. coming in from Canada. These live streams are keeping me excited to ride. I'm excited to ride. It snowed for 2 days here. It was amazing. We went from heat wave to snow in 12 hours. All about it. So, yeah. Spinning the wheel here. Reverse spin again. Say hi to your mom for me. All right. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. That thing's got a mind of its own. Skirt. Thoughts on the MC Wayfinder? So the thing with the MC Wayfinder is you have so much rocker in the nose and like just the way that thing is shaped that you're very back foot dominant on it. If you're in deep pow, it's great, but when you start to get on anything firm, that nose is just flapping, and you're really steering it from inside your front foot, and more off your back, just trying to drive it. It has its place, but you need powder to really ride it. I swear I don't have the Rona. Okay, Vinicius Vieira. What are your thoughts on signal boards? I think that they make some really cool stuff. I like the idea of their subscription. The Yup is a really personal favorite of mine. I rode the WoW last year. I get where it sits. Wasn't for me. The Disruptor is good. I need to ride more of their stuff, though. Okay. Chico Derguch, did the Battalion Carver change it all for this year? It just moved factories, but I don't think anything else changed. It's still what it was. So, yeah. Kevin Chen, have you been to any resorts yet that are doing the reservation system because of the Rona? Thoughts? Well, I went to A-Basin twice after they reopened in the spring. I was there for the first day, and then I went about 4 days later. And they were doing that reservation system. They're not going to do that now. Pass holders are just going to be allowed to ride. So I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. The reservation system, it makes sense. I have that 17-minute video up on the channel, and if you watch it, it really breaks it down, like what's going on in there. Do I think that there is potential for flaws in there? Yeah. Do I think that there's going to be issues with it? Oh, fuck, you're rolling out something that's never been done to change the whole industry so we can actually have a season? Yeah, it's going to be fucking weird. I think that's kind of where we sit with things. It's just, as I keep telling people, I was like, just don't be a fucking asshole. Like, you might not get to ride some days, but if you're smart about it, you could have 14 days reserved at any given point. So if you're smart about it, you could theoretically do what you need to do. So, and go with it from there. Okay. Shadowfox 546, 2019 Rome mod thoughts. I'm more excited that 2021 is bringing back the mod rocker in the form of the party mod. The Rome mod is basically like a beefier agent with camber, and it's Stahle's board. It's a jump board. It's stiffer. It's just past middle of the road flex. I mean, it's a good board. Don't get me wrong. I don't recommend it as much as other boards because mainly I forget about it because it's good, but it's just like sits in a sea of complacency with other boards. Let's give you a spin. Oh, that was weak. That was weak. Plug the personal shopper. All right, you know the drill. If you need me to be your personal shopper, go to Angry Snowboard Store. Phil Peacock, do you ever ride Academy boards? I talked to Chad, maybe a month and a half ago, and he said he was going to try to get me some stuff. I don't know, and he was trying to figure out something. I see they gave some stuff to Tommy Bennett. I don't know. Chad goes back and forth. It's really on Chad if I'm going to get it. I think JB, the other owner in there, like him and Chad are like, well, he's got the numbers, but the big thing is Chad was like, if you give it a bad review, I'm kicking your windshield in. I don't doubt that he'd kick my windshield in, and I think he's drinking that Never Summer Kool-Aid that they make the best boards ever. They don't. They just don't. They might make the most convenient for them because he can be to the factory in an hour, but by and large, like their shit is just fucking built like the snowboard was 20 plus years ago. Too much fucking epoxy in there, and they decamber, and they're just like not great. Like the fanboys just fucking ruin it too. And it's like, yeah, this is the best thing ever. And it's like, your finish looks like shit. Why do you have so many lines in your base with the die cut? It makes no sense. Like, ugh. So, okay, Kung Fu Haggis, recommended alternative to the Union Contact Pro. I would go with the K2 lineup. Kind of keeps you in that same price point in there. Otherwise, you could do the C4 or C2 from Ride as well. And if you did Burton, you'd probably be looking at like a Malavita, but I've already discussed that earlier in this live stream and the issues that I have with that. So, and if you did now, you'd probably be looking at like the Pilot, I think, or maybe it's the IPO or the Now times Yes. So you got a few options there. Let's give you a spin of the wheel. Ooh, next question gets a spin. All right, Mr. Energizer. I might be able to buy a used lib split board. Base and edges are fine, but from the photos, some of the screw inserts on the top might be broken. Can those be repaired or replaced in the shop? You have to drill them out, cut them out, T-bolt it back in. At that point, like, unless you're getting a crazy good deal on it, it's not worth it. Like, if you can look at that split board and see that the screws actually aren't broken or there's no issues with the inserts or anything, yeah. If you're talking about the screws with the clips, yeah, you can drill those out and put new ones in, T-bolt, do something, replace it. That's not an issue. So, you know, I'm not really a big split board guy. I'm not even going to lie about that, like pretend like I know what I'm talking about. That's general common sense stuff that I'm giving there. So. What do we got? Ooh, this should be blank. All right. Jimmy McElroy. Happy 12th, man. I appreciate all the brutally honest reviews and educational stuff on snowboarding tech you're always putting out. Well, I appreciate the support. It's only taken 12 years to get it from a lot of people. I appreciate that. It's fucking unreal. I always knew that if I just... Not the most popular person at the party initially, but now the party's changed. Wear your masks, people. The fucking wheel doesn't lie. All right, so I've been here an hour and 52 minutes. I think we're going to just call it a day unless anyone's got a drastic question that they need answered. So I'm going to give you 60 seconds. Get them in the chat box. Otherwise, we're calling it a fucking day. Been here for 2 hours, and I'm hungry. I want food. I don't know what I'm going to eat, but I need to go do something. So, yeah. Cavius Billy, 69 for Avran. It's questionable. That about sums that up for me. All right. So anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. And if you really want to support us, just have us grow out what we're doing, you can always swing over to Angry Snowboarder VIP. Also, keep an eye out for the merchandise drop that will be coming on Angry Snowboarder Store. And if you need personal shopping advice, you can always hire me off angrysnowboarderstore.com. $5 is a quick question, $10 is an in-depth question, $15 I'll walk you through the whole process of getting you dialed in, and $50 I'll hold your hand and tell you to fucking sack up. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in another video.